You good, Zay? Zay?
Yo,
Zay?
can you hear me?
You've been lagging this whole time
Hola,
as
hola
well.
de comer, hora
Now
de
I can
comer.
hear you. Now I can hear you.
Yeah.
I think you need to be
All right, you
closer
hear
to
me
your
now?
phone. You think like your phone is your mic. Your whole room, your mic.
No, wait. Okay, okay. This now I'm gonna talk like my louder.
Louder?
Sorry, could you hear it?
Louder?
Is it
Hear what?
louder?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hold on, is this louder or is this louder?
The
Hold
first one
on.
was louder.
Hello.
The first one was louder.
Oh, that's because this was in the mic then, so that means I have to speak closer to this mic.
Alrighty.
Hello, can I please get Pancho Taco?
Yeah, that's
That
perfect.
wasn't a bad podcast episode.
Yeah, for
All right, here
real.
we go. All right, this
But
is
episode
the. But did you get the
3.
end message where I said like,
No.
subscribe, and what's it called?
No, I did not get none of that. And I'm already recording the third episode.
Uh, this is
Yes,
the
we are
third right
recording
now.
the second and the third episode back to back because we had to redo the second episode. Um, but yeah.
Chad,
Um,
we gotta do this tomorrow, bro. I got work today, bro. Or no, we can do it when I get. Actually, we can do it when I get back.
when do you go to work? Because I go to work in 30 minutes.
You go to work in 30 minutes. All right, let's do this shit, bro. I'm not gonna.
Yeah. So, welcome back everybody to episode 3 of the podcast. As you know,
Hell yeah.
I am Littles, one of the managers, the writers, not managers, directors, writers, and basically work behind the scenes with Zay. And Zay,
Mhm. So, capitalizing on what he said, we are all writers and authors for this series. We founded this studio kind of, along with all the members in there that have been with us for a while, which I thank you guys for. You guys are epic. You guys are my family. Um,
hmm
you guys are like another family to me, and the gang. I am Zay. I am mostly leading. I know I've introduced myself like twice now, but I'm Zay. I am with the animation team and the studio team. I do a lot of management on the studio stuff. We also have someone who's not here, who's probably not going to be here for a few episodes. Joyo,
more
he's
like a
working on the
handful of
writing. He also
episodes.
does. Yeah, there's probably a handful, but he's working on the writing. He's going to be doing a little bit of music with the he's also an author. He's going to be doing a little bit of music with the composers. Yeah, he'll be helping out along the way too. He's very busy, so he doesn't get to do much. But yeah,
hmm
So yeah, let's get into it. Yes. So now this is a more in-depth thing about Shin. Now I'm gonna go over to this slide here because I want to get in depth about this really. I really want to get in depth about this. I really want to
hmm
dive deep. Like, have you guys ever heard of the deep diver? If you ever said we're diving deep into this type of thing, you know what I'm saying? So
hmm
go over to our docs here. Let's get opened up and let's find the file. Just give me 1 second.
Did you close the slideshow?
Okay, now this is what I want to get into. No, I still got it open on the second tab. So
Oh.
who and how was Shin created, right? So
Oh no no
actually,
no.
I don't want to. I don't want
I
to.
don't,
I'm not gonna tell y'all.
we do
I can't
not
tell
want
y'all that.
the creation of Shin.
I can't tell. Okay, what is Shin? What is Shin? Shin
hmm
is Shin isn't matter, but can
We already did
become
that.
matter. Shin is energy.
We did on that previous episode.
Yeah. What should I tell him that the pizza he ate earlier? I put my cheese on, bro. Should I tell him or not? All right, guys. So basically, let's start here. Let's start on how to use Shin. Let's start with how to use Shin. When Shin is used, it is physically manipulated, which turns it into a certain Shin. So a certain Shin meaning an element of reality or like a non-existing element of reality that can be brought to fruition. So in a certain Shin someone hold or has, this certain Shin cannot be changed for someone at all. You get what you get and you don't throw a fit, you sassy mother. All right. Um Now the evolution. This is actually super unique. I don't think I've ever seen this done before, but we have created it. So, this is for Shin users, and there's something called
Actually,
evolution.
wait. I want to do something about you get what you get, you don't throw a fit. Cause Zay doesn't your character use two shins?
Yeah, but that's because he got 2 scrolls.
Hmm. Okay. We need to add a little thing to the previous slide then about how to obtain Shin. So
Oh yeah, we did.
let's add a little
So
bit to it. You
you
know, if you get
didn't
if
we
you
add
get two,
wait, didn't we
hmm?
add fusion types? We'd added fusion types in this.
I
Oh
don't.
no, you forgot. Oh, we forgot
Nah.
to add it.
We made we okay. We'll add some of this stuff later.
That's
Um,
the one thing we left out, I think. We'll add that later. Let me
literally.
explain what a fusion type is. All right, so a fusion type is a Shin user who has up to 2 scrolls. I don't think you can use any more than 2 scrolls. I think that's the limit. Um, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's still Shin. It's just a balance of 2 Shins that have to now resonate with each other. So now you're using that one and this one. It's still you get what you get and you don't throw a fit because you cannot go above 2 Shins. And it's
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily stronger than any other Shin because it fuses itself together. So now you have half and half of a Shin. You don't just have
Mm-hmm.
one Shin and another Shin that amplifies all your power. It's half and half.
So like
That you can
to
use
say
to
with
verse.
the synergy, how you obtain it basically, like
Mm-hmm. Oh
since you
yeah.
have two scrolls, that synergy sort of like mixed together, which left you with two Shens, you know?
So how it worked was one of the villains actually had an extra scroll. I don't want to get too deep into it. And Zay trained both of those half and half. Now, when you get a fusion type Shin, how it's gonna work is you can only get up to two, and it's not stronger than someone who only has one Shin. All it does is it gives you 2 abilities that work as one ability, if that makes sense. But let me get back into evolution because we were gonna get into that.
Yeah, yeah, go.
By
I would love
intent
you to talk about
and
evolution.
almost So by intense and almost impossible physical training, you're able to upgrade no matter how your ability is. So if you say you have a metal shin, right? Evolution would upgrade metal type by taking it to a different, stronger metal. So let's say like we have steel and we want to go up to tungsten. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Something like that. Then that would be an evolution, but it's really not as powerful as ascension. And that's what I want to
Mm-hmm.
get into next. So when you have an evolution, all it's doing is it's toughening the ability you already have, but it's not going
Mm-hmm.
to necessarily overpower that ability. You know what I'm saying? Now we have Senshin by mentally upgrading.
Let me explain some
Oh
stuff
yeah,
really
you go on there.
quickly. Evolution sort of does as well upgrade the abilities you already have. Let's say you have
Yeah, that's right.
a whip. Just think about that whip upgrading to something more powerful, maybe like a chain or like a spiky
Hmm.
whip, something more
Hmm. There's a
versatile,
lot more abilities you can do with your if you have Ascension and say that your character that there is a
And
character
I'm
that
talking about
uses a
evolution
weapon.
though.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about. If there
Mm-hmm.
is a character that uses a weapon, there's a lot more versatility they can add to that weapon when they upgrade and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. So it does
And
make you stronger, but not as stronger as Ascension makes
yeah, Ascension it upgrades you by a lot, and
like
it's
a
more
lot.
like of a mental upgrade. You enter the world of Ascension, where you go through mental
Hmm.
obstacles, and basically it's like a physical manifestations of your mental weaknesses.
Hmm.
And you can overcome these through your mental strength that also materializes as you, or that just has to be overcome by mentally accepting your fate sometimes, choices or yourself. Mm.
Exactly. So explaining on how Ascension works is it can give you a huge boost in power if you have Ascension. So it can ultimately give you a new form, a new look to how you are. It brings out the you inside of you, and it turns you into that thing.
Mm-hmm.
It turns you into who you are. Basically, it turns you into who you are. It gives you some drip, nigga. That's what I'm gonna say. It gives some drip. Right, let's go over Mimichin. Mimichin, it mimics Ascension, but it's not as strong as Ascension. So Ascension is usually during emotional moments. It's not something that you can ultimately
Okay.
control. You kind of can, but you kind of can't at the same time. Shin during
Say,
it's
say,
more
say,
during like an intense
say.
emotional
Just so you
state.
know, you were lagging through
Yeah, what's
all
up?
of that.
Dead ass. All right, here, let me
Dead
get
ass.
closer to my mic. All right. So during an intense emotion where you lose, so this is mimic shin. We're talking about mimic shin here. So mimic shin usually comes
Mimic
out during
Shin,
like
but we
intense
don't even
emotion.
have Mimic Shin in this thing.
Oh,
We'll
should I
talk
not
about
go over that?
we'll no we'll go over about later, which is the
Because
world
I only
map
have a
concept.
few slides here.
The what?
Oh yeah, the world map. Yeah. The world map.
The
The
world
world
map
map. I
concept.
forgot that.
This is
Okay,
just a concept.
so we
It's
got
not the official thing.
Shin. We talked
Zay, get closer to
official
your
map
mic.
yet. This is. Should I talk about it? Oh, I got you. Should I talk
Let
about this one?
me let me talk about my stuff first, which is the human and mammy nation. So that big main part in the middle, if you see it, something that looks sort of like a heart, that will be where my part will mostly be taking place. The right side is the mammy nation, while the left side is the human nation. There's just
Mm-hmm.
there's a few details here and there, but I don't really want to go into depth in those details. But the only one I really want to go for is that really that line that crosses between the human and mammy nation, there's a little city there that looks like it's filled with corruption. That will be Neo Taijin, which will be taking place at the beginning slash the pilot episode of the series. So, yeah, Epic's awesome
Mm-hmm.
sauce. And the map looks
And that's one
fantastic.
thing I also want to say. Oh yeah, the thing I want to
You're lagging.
say. Oh,
You're lagging.
swallow.
Lagging. Lagging. You good? Zay? Zay? Zay?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Am I still lagging?
Nope.
All right, here we go. So, should we talk about some of the places?
Like the capitals? I think it's just good to know about the like the countries or like the big areas of the map. Hmm.
The I don't think this is on the slide right now, but the Light Temple, which is on top of that big mountain you see down there, and it's got a village around it. You know what I'm saying? So the Light
You can't
Temple is
really
home
see
to
the
the Light Clan,
mountains on this area. Would it be?
and
Would it be this
yeah, it's like
little
it's down there. It's
blue
that little
area in
gray,
the
that little
blue
gray
gray?
area.
Okay.
You see that gray area? That's Lunar Mountain, and it's gonna have like the temple on top of it. So Lunar Mountain is the whole. Lunar Mountain is the whole area, and the kind of mountain you see right there, that is like the the mountain with the temple on it, and then underneath that you got a village that's like right in front of it, and then on the outskirts there are camps set up called night clan camps, and since the Light Clan won the war in the past, they're the ones who have most of that territory taken over. So it was like I can't say that because it'll spoil. But it was a actually it doesn't really spoil much. It was like a civil war, let's say it was a civil war, okay, and it was wiped from history, by the way. So that's kind of that area right there. Now to the like left to it, left bottom corner right there, we have Ryu. Ryu is home to a few mammies that have basically their I wanted to on Zuri spot. It's basically a place where it's all mammies. Like in that spot is mostly all mammies. Like it's just a bunch of mammies. You know what I'm saying? They kind of thrive there. They don't have much trouble. Um, it's welcoming place, so anyone can really come through there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it is a pretty good place. All right, let's see. Oh my gosh, Zuri.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh. All right. What else do we have? Now we have the unnamed. I'm gonna speak for. I guess we can speak for Ikfus. Up
Sir
at the
Pug's lot.
top, right corner. Yeah, Mr. Pug, Sir Pug's lot. So up there, kind of, I think it's on the edge a little bit. When you first get into that gravity forest there. So that whole area there at the top left is Ikfus, right? And in that little middle spot there that you can see that
Top
Mr.
middle.
Pugs had put on top middle, that's the gravity forest, right? So that's like purple trees, purple grass, everything purple and glowing.
Oh
It looks
shit.
crazy.
The
Up at the top,
wait,
that
the
little
green
island,
or the desert? Oh, the green part you mean?
the green part, the little like bluish purple part is the gravity forest in the middle.
Okay.
Then we have the Orc region, which is up at the top where that you can see that little red cloud looking thing. And you can see like the sandy. It's that's where the orcs are. We don't have much information on that because Joyo
He's not here.
seems to be not leaking too much information right now, especially because he's not here. So
Hmm.
let's just go on to the next slide here.
Races. And let me start it off because
Oh,
I
race.
don't introduce much races in my thing. For me, it's just humans and mammies. I don't really want to focus on lots of races. But mammies. Actually, there is a race that I did send to your DMs, Zing, that I forgot to add to this thing. But first, let me start off with mammies. Mammies are basically the race east of the human nation. Animalistic humans, basically furries, which you can see in the bottom right
Oh
corner,
wait.
is basically how they're supposed to be represented, you know? But
Mm-hmm.
as you know in the story, there's mammies everywhere, you know? Just because they're mostly east doesn't mean that they stay there, you know? So, yeah.
Guys, I also want to add for mammies, that's probably one of my favorite races. Just because they're so diverse in like different animals
True.
and stuff. That's
Mm-hmm.
probably one of my favorite races. It's a very diverse race, so I like the
And
mammies.
I want
You
to
know,
add another
and
race. Wait, should I introduce this
oh
race?
yeah, no, you should introduce it right now. Yeah, throw it in there.
Sure, why not? Basically,
We
there's
still have
this
a ton of
other
space to
race
like
that
add
I
more.
want to call, basically, they're like devil slash demons. Basically, each devil is like has a specific trait that they excel at, you know, but they're mostly evil beings, you know. Some of them can turn good, but usually they'll just become mischievous, you know, to just like hold in their dark impulses and all that stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, basically devils, you know, they a pretty rare species at that, you know. They're attracted to people with strong desires.
Freaky.
Mhm. And now Zay, you?
All right, we have here. Should I go? So you want me to go over coin nukes, or you want to get that?
Oh, what thing?
Oh, actually, no. We're still on the first slide. Okay, so let me go over the angel race called Aetherions. So Aetherions are an angel race in the world. They use their halos to amplify their shin output. This race also has guards with golden galactic armor called Guardians. Now the Guardians, they're basically just follow the orders that the Aetherions give. The Falgami are a mix between the humans and the Aetherions, but they're banished from Aether, so they're not able to go up there. So once they're born, they get banished. Like they're
You
casted out. They're
disgust me,
just
creature.
something to send to Arm. Yeah. And there's not a lot of them. They're actually very scarce on Earth. You like would probably barely see them. Now
Mhm.
we have Omegas. They're born between the Griefers and the Aetherions. So when the Imps, and they're more like going off what Zuri said, his demons are a little bit different from these. These are imps. These are more impish like
Well,
demons. They're
let's
more
go to let's
impish.
introduce griefers really quickly, which
Yeah,
is right
let's go
here.
back
Let's
here.
go to the slide. Go to the slide of griefers.
So we have griefers, right? So griefers are a demon race known for their mastery over flame type shin and dark shin. They often experiment on their
These
own
griefers are
people.
not the same demons as the demons I have introduced as well.
Yeah, these are not the same. These are different.
Mhm.
They often experiment on their own people to create converters, which are deformed versions of reapers with less intelligence, and they're basically used as disposable soldiers.
I put Osso's
And
little
now
demon
I
here,
want to go
cause
back to
yeah.
Falcon.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Which is the
and then
Omegas.
we want to go over the Omega. So it's a mix between the Aetherions and Griefers. Also, another note that I didn't add: they are blacksmiths. They know
Omegas
how to smith.
or
All of them know how to smith. Omegas, yeah, Omegas.
mm,
They live on Earth. They're not in the core realm or the Aetherion realm. So the core realm is where the imps take place, I guess you could say. The core realm is like
oh,
not
so like
necessarily hell,
AK
not necessarily
sort of like hell.
sort of. And then Aetherion, obviously a heavenly type place. And then the orcs,
Orcs.
they're pretty self-explanatory. Like you've seen an orc, they're like big goblin things.
Big
You know what
Goblin,
I'm
you
saying?
know.
Also another one that's
And
that's
hopefully they don't
Johan's
like
race.
D&D or like those stuff in Japan stuff.
Yeah, yeah, freaky ass.
Don't worry, women. You will just die.
Yeah, we're coming for you.
Or unless they're gay. Do not worry, man. You will just die as well.
Yeah,
You
you
know, I feel
men.
like there will be some orcs that just get a bit freaky. You know, it's like,
Wait, we're men,
you
dude.
know. No, I'm a
Freaky
dude,
out orc.
please. Alright.
What?
And let me go with
That's
Koinukes.
gonna turn the orc land into ancient Greece.
Hell no.
Oh yeah, the Koinukes. Koinuke.
Koinukes. Basically, as well, another creation of
Look at the
mine, which is
pic.
yeah, it's perfect. It perfectly represents sort of what they're supposed to look like. You know, a recently discovered race, basically one with human and mammy genes mixed in. You know, they look mostly human, but have
Yeah,
lots of those
freaky
animalistic
nigga.
characteristics
See
with
something
them,
I
with either
got.
like good smell,
Freaky
sharp
egg.
teeth, good eyes, good ears, agile claws. You know, all that really powerful stuff. You know.
And so they're also kind of freaky characters as well. Why is a mammy doing that with a human, bro? Like, what are you doing?
I mean,
You know,
eh. I mean, I bet that a
a
Griefer
little
would
art
fuck a
concept.
human too, and then it would make a new whole ass race besides the Omegas. But hey, we don't know that. We don't know
That
that.
is true.
Art
We
concepts.
don't know
Say
that
you
yet. We
forgot
don't
to
know
add
that yet.
art concepts.
Oh yeah.
Hold up, let's do a cut really quickly.
All right, now I can hear you. My
Ah,
thing just
okay.
went out. My shit just went out. But
Can
like,
can you can you quickly add the art concepts?
yeah, I did. I did.
I don't see it though.
Hmm?
I don't see the art concepts though. What the hell? We gotta speed things up, Zay. We have to like speed things up really quickly.
All right, hold on. Let me add Katie as the other representative.
All right, or Kitty.
Okay, I found it.
That is a massive ass picture, bro. Why'd you add two?
Gee, why is there two? Oh my lord. All right, there we go. Young Katie.
Alrighty, let's continue. Alright, concept arts. Kitty,
All right,
Orc Dude, Blue Dude, and Shy.
guys. Everyone looking at Shy like, look at that one. The psycho. I'm just playing, bro. I'm just
The
playing.
facial design is perfect though. I feel like the facial design is amazing, spectacular.
I think it's actually really good. I think it's a really
Everything,
good
the
class.
hands, the feet, they got lots of rework. The chest as well, the arms, those need lots of rework. But hey,
Mm-hmm. You know,
so
they
yeah.
say the goopier, the goppier. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
All right, let's go on to the
So
progress report
wait,
here.
so I just want to say that this art style is gonna be like the main art style of the show.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm hoping to draw more concept arts, you know, because I like my own
Mm-hmm.
art style.
So
And
basically,
progress
usually
report.
what we do is
Mm-hmm.
Littles usually draws his own like concepts for how he wants his characters to look,
Mm-hmm.
and then I just kind of go off what he has and how he wants it to look, and then I like, put
Mm-hmm.
in the series style basically.
So let's do a progress report. No progress since the
Progress
last
report, chat.
podcast. Still at 5%.
Mm-hmm.
Zay right now he's hiring voice actors and all that kind of
Hiring
good
a lot of
stuff.
voice actors. Yep.
Joel, no clue. We literally have no clue. You know.
Joyo right now he's actually writing on a separate doc. That's kind of his
That is
progress.
true. That is true. So we will
But
not
yeah,
have any clue until he informs us.
mhm. Until
Next
like
podcast. Yen and more Shen. Okay.
Yen and more Shen chat, and maybe the orc
And
race. A little bit more on the orc race.
more orc race. And what else? Orc race. And
Yin orc race. Don't forget about the fusion. Let's talk about the fusion a little bit more.
fusion. Yes.
Fusion and mimiction.
So let's just talk about the rest of the Shen abilities.
Mm-hmm.
And then
That's pretty much it, chat.
that's about it. Yeah. And I think that'll be like our last podcast of informing the people.
Oh yeah. Now I
So
want to
yeah.
say this, chat. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell on our new series channel, on our new studio channel. Really appreciate it.
Mhm.
All right.
So yeah. So this is the end of episode 3. Thank y'all for watching. As they said, sub, like, and comment what you want. More stuff. We really
Oh
want to
yeah, if
answer
you want
some
to see more help,
questions.
definitely.
You know, we want to answer
Hmm.
lots of questions.
Definitely ask more questions. Definitely ask more questions, guys.
It's
We love
definitely
to
not
see
because of
those.
the contents. We also just really want to inform you, in the quickest
Hmm.
way. Especially with Zay not having to like ask the TBois over and over, like, hey, this and that. We can just do this podcast and inform you guys quickly on it.
Exactly.
So yeah, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on episode 4.
We'll see you later, guys.
Yeah.